Yo, 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 this is Toney Boi, and we're back with Outside Influence Season 6. We're here at the beautiful Birchfield Penny Arts Center. Shout out to my man John for getting us in here. Shout out to my mom, too, or she'll kill me. To bust off this season, uh, I got my brother Gaines here. We grew up together making music since we were kids. And I'm just happy to have you here, man. What's up, brother?
What's up, man? You already know. So appreciate you having me. Been doing this thing for so long. We finally putting it on the platform.
Right.
So,
It's gonna be weird doing this interview because I know all the answers he's gonna say.
mhm.
So, first, the name Gaines. How'd you come up with that?
Well, I went through high school. I went through mad changes where it was like, oh, I want to be this name. I threw names out there, and then I finally was always called like Gaines. Like when I played sports, the school we went to, it was like they would only address you as your last name. So like it kind of stuck. Everybody would call me Gaines. So like it just kind of stuck. It's
Word, word.
my last
So,
name.
how did you get involved with hip hop? Like, what was your first experience with hip hop?
My first experience with hip hop was with my uncle. He was like he had like a West Coast influence. We listened to like he would listen to like MC8, anything that had that that West Coast sound. Like he loved Coast cats too, but he kind of introduced me like '94. I was like 4 years old. He gave me a tape player that he used to listen to music on, and I was able to just like digest it at an early age, and I was able to appreciate it. I listened to music my mom made or my mom used to listen to, and it was like a lot of R&B and stuff like that. So he introduced me to that rap side. So
Word. So, how big was your tape collection back then? Because we went from CDs, tapes,
yeah,
vinyls.
well, my tape collection was my mom's collection and my uncle's collection. I would be borrowing CDs from him. He had every Tupac CD there was. You know what I'm saying? Every you know uh, rapper that was back then. So like it was huge. It was huge. I had a big influence on both ends of, like I said, the R&B side, some of the oldies, and a lot of the '90s music influences. So.
Okay, well, that kind of touches on the next question. What were some of your other influences in music besides the hip hop?
Well, I appreciated older music at a young age. I didn't. It was a point in time where I didn't understand the lyrics, but like I appreciated the sound. Like it was always to me it was like a classic sound. There's a difference between the music that was made current. Whether current was in 2000 or whatever the time period was, but the difference in like how the music was made, it was like real instrumentation.
Right, right.
Things like that. So I just understood the difference.
Word. Excuse me. So, with those being your influences, what made you want to become the artist? Like, who's that one person or one song, that moment where
Mhm.
you're like, oh, this is what I'm gonna do, ma.
Well, Tupac was like one of my main influences. He was my favorite rapper at the time. But then I never really wanted to be like him, but I wanted to have an impact like him. You know what I'm saying? It was a point in time where when I first started rapping in like '05, we started recording, so let's say music in 2005. And you know, uh, 50 Cent was my favorite rapper at that time. And I seen what he did. I said, yo, he's more so like himself. You know what I'm saying? So Tupac was influential, but then 50 was like loved for just being him. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I kind of embodied multiple, spirits when it came to like who I wanted to be, what type of artist I wanted to be, why I wanted to be an artist. And like I said, I think I kind of embodied that these last, 5, 6 years where it finally makes sense.
Right.
So
So, your last project, Native Son. I see that you're doing a live component for that. Does that have anything to do with just the influence of what you just spoke
absolutely.
about?
It's completely that. I was able to, handpick my band members, everybody that I knew that played an instrument that I felt I needed, from the bass, drums, piano, guitar. Um, I was able to get them involved and, do rehearsals. I felt like I kept calling myself Gaines Brown in the process because James ran it that way. Yeah, I mean he had fire, but he put in that work
Yeah.
you know behind during those rehearsals, getting everybody on point, and that's kind of what I was able to do with them. And we did over like 20 rehearsals in 3 months, and once we felt like we got a solid sound, we just ran with it, took it to the studio, and
Yeah.
got it down live.
So you just compared yourself to James Brown. Were you firing people in these practices?
I'll say somebody dropped out. That's all I can say.
It's like, I need a G. You just played a D.
Yeah. No, everybody that did help. What we did was we recorded all the rehearsals, so I was able to, use everything that was created, and if I needed to substitute anybody, that planned out pretty well in the live recording session. So
Word up. Well, the name of the podcast is called Outside Influence. So the question next is, what are some of the things that Gaines does outside of the studio, outside of music, just the regular everyday Gaines?
Oh, regular everyday me is me and my daughter. You know what I'm saying? Like
Shout out July.
literally, she helped me organize my life in a way that's like, and just appreciate and actually appreciate the free time that I am able to create music. When I don't have her, it's like, okay, well, it's time to work. When I have her, it's like, okay, it's time to sit down and reflect. It's time to spend time with with the kid and teach her something. You know what I'm saying? So like, I just it actually just made me appreciate life more. Having her and being able to, like I said, still create, still be a father, still provide for myself and things like that. So um, it's just that's really outside of that. I'm an at home dad for the most part, and then
Word up.
halftime dad, halftime artist. So
So one of the themes for this season as well was homegrown. So my question would be, what would be your top 3 things to do in the city of Buffalo?
top 3 things, go out to eat, because
Always.
not just like going out to eat anywhere. It's like, yeah, we're going to dinner, but the food here is great. So like anywhere you go, you're gonna, what I mean, you're getting good grub. Whether it's people cooking at home or it's certain good spots.
Yeah.
Outside of eating, it's a lot of talent here. So like honestly, I always enjoyed doing what I do as a creator, but also witnessing others create. So like being in a city full of people that's talented, whether they are, they're artists that draw or paint or sculpt or rap, sing, it's a constant, uh, it's a constant whirlwind of artists that you can like witness and build with. So I enjoyed more so, I guess, being an example as an artist and people learning from me and being able to teach them, how to, pursue their craft. So third thing in Buffalo I love to do, go to the goddamn Bills game. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Go Bills.
You know what I'm saying? You go tailgate.
Go to the Super Bowl.
You go to one game a year, that's enough. It's just cold here. But
One game.
yeah, one game for me is enough. But I look at it like, you know what I'm saying? You get the full experience as long as you tailgate, as long as you start that 9 a.m. drinking.
You gotta tailgate.
You throw yourself to a table or some shit, like, or you see somebody do it. You know what I'm saying? That's Buffalo, you know what I'm saying? We crazy here. It's the drinking city, the
drinking
kind of
capital.
So like drinking and food capital. So we, really just be here to enjoy life, you know what I'm saying? Enjoy what the people have to offer, but also the community, you know what I'm saying? Like it's a tight net community. It's a lot of people here, but it's still a small city. So
right. So still kind of touching on that, with the state of Buffalo hip hop or Buffalo music, with Every Time I Die, Westside Gun, Griselda, those guys. How do you feel that the entertainment industry is bettering Buffalo?
Well, those guys definitely brought a lot of energy out of Buffalo. We so used to not having anything, that is like once someone does make it out, it's like we get right behind that,
Right.
which I love. You know what I'm saying? I hope once things pan out for me, the same thing happens, and so on and so forth. So ultimately, I think it's a good sorry good I think it's a good thing that the that they were able to set open some doors for the entertainment industry to look into us and create a level of exposure that
Yeah.
we never had before. So
Because for years we've had the talent. Pardon me. We've had the talent, but I just feel like we just haven't had the spotlight.
right,
And with those guys, which I also respect, they've come back and reached back to guys like us and
hmm
other artists to make uh, better opportunities for all of us. All right, so in season one, we had Love the Genius come in, and she was just saying how you should know yourself and know who you're not.
hmm
You have any feelings towards that statement?
that's completely honest. You know what I'm saying? That's part of being true to yourself is knowing what you're capable of, what's real, what's not you, what fits you, what suits you, and that's like I said, you can pursue your art in a like I said proper manner where it's like I don't have to pretend to be someone else or to pretend to be like something else. I can literally be myself, and my creation is my creation, and really not worry about how the world looks at you. You know what I'm saying, or how the world takes your craft. You know,
Right.
so
I've always felt that if I know what I'm not going to do, it makes it easier for me to know what path
hmm
that you're going forward.
yeah,
So shout out to Love, that
no
great
doubt,
plug right there.
genius.
So we're gonna close this out with the last question. Not even a question; it's more so a statement. What advice do you have for any upcoming artists, anybody that's watching this, for your younger self?
Oh yeah. Stay true to yourself. That's literally it. I mean, some people will tell you that, but not define it. And stay true to yourself, meaning like whatever you're pursuing, whatever art you're in, or whatever art you create, make sure it reflects who you really are. You know what I'm saying? Make sure there's a part of you left on that stage. There's a part of you left on that piece of artwork that's like your stamp. That's your fingerprint. So like being true to yourself and also, like I said, pursuing it with you know, with a real intent to, like I said, put your mark, make your mark on it. So,
Word up. Well, I'm Tony Boy. This is my brother Gaines with a dollar sign. Make sure you type that in. It's with a dollar sign.
the native
Um,
son.
plug in the Native Son in all your socials.
Yeah, you can follow me on Instagram at Gaines90. You also could download Native Son at gaines.bandcamp.com. Um, also look out for the live version of Native Son as well. That'll be on vinyl. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah.
Well, this is it. This is Outside Influence. We're live at Birchfield Penny Art Center, and we're out. Peace.